Okay, so let's get right into this. So, when the first thing I see in the morning under the old school RuneScape updates is the words raids tweaks and a picture of the twisted bow, it's like kind of a cold bucket of water being poured on my head. So, upon further inspection, we can see that the twisted bow also has a cap on the maximum damage buff it can get from the target's magic level, bringing it more in line with its intended DPS on creatures with very high magic levels. The buff will now max out against a target with level 250 magic. It's important to note in this instance, accuracy has not been affected, only damage. Well, naturally, Twitter responded to these updates with considerable emotional restraint. But let's look at what it's actually saying. I don't know what the previous level was. I think it was 350. So, and maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe what they're intending is for anything higher than level 250 magic, any boss monster with that high of a stat, the Twisted Bow will do as much damage on that monster as it would with level 250 magic. So I'm not sure just how much this update's even really going to affect what people will use the Twisted Bow for. I know Wooks made a graph where he was measuring the DPS of the Twisted Bow as compared to other methods of killing, and I know he said he will update it. So I'm gonna wait to make any judgments on the Twisted Bow, which I will probably never own until Wooks makes the new DPS graph, and then I will watch the RuneScape economy recover collectively after this morning's freakout. So my understanding is this will all blow over in a week, and the bow will not in fact crash to 300 mil like some people are thinking in Twitter. Anyways, moving on to the other updates, which I hope people actually read, the Kadai wand now has a 15% chance of negating the rune cost on an offensive spell. An offensive spell is categorized as any spell which sees use in combat, like Deaths, Bloods, Chaos, and as such will not work on spells such as High Alch. Now, I think the only buff that Kadai wand, aside from the damage bonus, had before was unlimited water runes. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I heard. So this seems to make it pretty useful. But do people actually read this instead of just getting caught up on the Twisted Bow, quote, nerf? Anyways, I'm getting kind of off track. Ancestral robes can now be grouped into a set, which should make them easier to buy and sell. Doesn't matter, I can't afford any of them. Scavenger runts are now a little beefier, but have 2 drops per kill instead of 1. Okay, great. Now, this is kind of important. The raid storage chests now have a new option, allowing you to deposit items into a private store. So yeah, you remember bringing your own brews in and then having to drop them toward the end of the raid because you get more points drinking brews made in the dungeon? Well, you can now store your own brews and your own restores and any other items that you bring, such as items that you don't need like weapons. I'm guessing you can store these in the private store, which should make for more inventory space for the final boss fight. So that's pretty cool. This is also kind of nice. The Dragon Warhammer, which I sold and don't have, now works as a construction hammer within raids. I remember saying this to somebody in the Discord I was in like last week, saying I wish the Warhammer acted as a hammer to build the chest. That would be really nice. Well, now it's cool. Now it's there. Tweaked the color of the seeds within raids. So this is the markers weren't enough to tell them apart. Now they're different colors, which is fine. You know, they were all purple before. Now I guess they're different colors. I haven't looked, but that's nice to see. And the Vanguard will now have a chance to drop potions upon being defeated. Now this is good because the Vanguard, as everyone probably knows, it's not hard. They are a pain to kill. And now you will actually be rewarded for your efforts with overloads and other pots. In other news, there's always something unique in here. Nothing really stands out. Oh yeah, for the millions of people who were dying for this update, the hopeless creature in a Soul's Bane has had its attack animation improved. I mean, who thinks of this? Like, who is still doing a Soul's Bane and realizes, hey, this attack animation is not right. We got to fix this. We got to fix it now. I don't know. Well, whoever you are, your request has been granted, and I hope you can rest easy now. Anyways, guys, that's all for the updates this Thursday. Hope you didn't sell your Twisted Bow for a bill, because I think it's recovering. I think it'll be fine. But if you did, rip.